Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and wow, do we have something massive to talk about today. I mean, if you're even remotely a football fan, you've probably seen this making the rounds. Kyler Murray signs a 4-year contract with the Dallas Cowboys. Let that sink in. Kyler Murray, wearing the star, leading America's team. Now, before we get carried away, and trust me, we will get carried away, we need to unpack this wild, explosive, jaw-dropping news with every bit of detail and imagination we've got. This isn't just your average off-season signing rumor. This, if true, changes the landscape of the NFC, possibly the whole NFL, and it sends shockwaves through Arizona, through Dallas, through every front office that thought they had the 2025 quarterback class figured out. So let's start from the top, because this is way more than just a jersey swap. This is the kind of move that legends or total disasters are made of. We're talking about a former Heisman Trophy winner, a number 1 overall draft pick, one of the most electrifying, controversial, and gifted dual-threat quarterbacks of the past decade. Murray has always been a lightning rod for attention, whether it was for his height or lack thereof, for his baseball flirtations, for his game-changing ability with his legs and arm, or even that bizarre independent film study clause in his last contract that had fans and analysts questioning his leadership and work ethic. And now, he's reportedly committed to a 4-year run in Dallas, a team that hasn't had consistent quarterback play since prime Tony Romo and still bears the emotional scars of the Dak Prescott roller coaster. Let's talk about what this means. First, think about what Kyler brings to the Cowboys: dynamic playmaking. He's not just mobile, he's elite with his legs. He's like a joystick on the field, turning broken plays into 20-yard gains. And paired with that quick release, his underrated deep ball, and perhaps most importantly his chemistry with former Oklahoma teammate CeeDee Lamb? Oh man, we're looking at highlight reel material every single week. The Murray to Lamb connection could be one of the most lethal combos in the league. Remember, these two lit up college football together under Lincoln Riley's offense. Reuniting them in a Cowboys uniform isn't just good PR, it's potentially game-breaking on the field. CD already put up record numbers with Dak Prescott. Imagine what he can do when the play breaks down and his QB doesn't just check down or throw it away, but scrambles for time and hits him on a 40-yard strike. But this move also begs some very serious questions. What happens to Dak? He's been the face of the franchise for nearly a decade, endured injuries, contract controversies, and multiple playoff heartbreaks. Does this mean the Cowboys are finally pulling the plug on the Dak era? If so, is there a plan to trade him? Let him walk? Eat dead cap space? Either way, this is a signal that the Jones family is going all in on a bold, aggressive future. Now let's dig into the money, because no big-name quarterback comes cheap. Kyler's last contract with the Cardinals was massive, north of $230 million over 5 years. If Dallas landed him for a 4-year deal, you can bet it's somewhere in the $180 to $200 million range, likely with at least $120 million guaranteed. That's a huge financial commitment. It means Dallas is ready to reorient its entire roster construction around this guy. And that brings up risk. Let's not forget Kyler hasn't played a full season since 2021. He tore his ACL late in 2022 and struggled to return to form in 2023 and 2024. There are real durability concerns, and even when healthy, questions persist about his leadership. Is he a guy who can take a locker room by the reins, be the emotional center of a team, inspire, and lead through adversity? Some say yes. Others say he's too quiet, too independent, not the classic vocal field general. But maybe that's what Dallas needs. Maybe they've had enough of fiery speeches and rah-rah locker room vibes and just want cold, hard production. And when Kyler is on, he produces. Period. You also have to look at the offensive scheme. Mike McCarthy is still at the helm, or perhaps this move coincides with a change in offensive leadership. Could this be the start of a new era in Dallas play calling? One where they cater to Murray's strength spread formations, read option, quick strikes, designed quarterback runs? Because if they try to fit him into a traditional West Coast system, it could backfire. But if they build the system around him, look out. We're talking about a Cowboys offense that could average 30-plus points per game. It also raises some fascinating matchups in the NFC. Think about Kyler Murray versus Jalen Hurts, twice a year in the NFC East. Two dual-threat quarterbacks with college pedigree, high expectations, and massive contracts. Or how about Murray versus the 49ers defense? That chess match could headline Sunday Night Football for years. Now, let's consider the reaction from the fans, and it's going to be divisive. Cowboys Nation is one of the most passionate, most vocal fan bases in all of sports. Some are going to love this. They're going to see it as bold, visionary, finally putting the pedal to the metal and gunning for a Super Bowl after nearly 30 years of playoff heartbreak. Others? They're going to scream. They'll say it's another classic Jerry Jones overreach, a high-risk gamble on a guy who hasn't proven he can win big games or stay healthy when it matters most. They'll miss Dak's consistency, his leadership, his dedication. And of course, the Arizona side of this story can't be ignored. The Cardinals would be in full rebuild mode if they let Kyler go. Whether it was a trade, a release, or a mutual separation, this move suggests Arizona is moving on and probably looking to draft their next quarterback. They've got cap space, a few solid young players, and maybe, just maybe, they finally decided the Murray experiment ran its course. But no matter how this happened, the Cowboys just sent a message to the entire NFL: they're not here to be second best. They want to win now. They want excitement, electricity, ticket sales, jersey sales, and most importantly, Lombardi trophies. And while Murray isn't a guaranteed path to glory, he's a bold choice. And sometimes, fortune favors the bold. What I can't stop thinking about is the chemistry this could spark across the roster. You know who else this benefits? Tony Pollard or whoever lines up in the backfield. Defenses will have to respect Kyler's legs, meaning more running lanes open up. The offensive line? Less pressure on them to hold their blocks forever. Murray's escapability gives them margin for error. Even tight ends and slot receivers are going to feast on broken coverages. And let's not forget, this could be the biggest story in Texas sports since Deion Sanders played for both the Cowboys and the Rangers. The Dallas media will have a field day. Every radio show, every sports column, every podcast will be breaking this down. Kyler's arrival brings attention, national coverage, and perhaps, just perhaps, the beginnings of a legacy. Because for all his critics, all the doubters who say he can't lead a franchise or win in the playoffs, Kyler Murray still has the talent to prove them all wrong. And if he does it in Dallas? If he wins there? He won't just be a good quarterback, he'll be a legend. A Cowboy immortal. His jersey will fly off shelves. His name will be mentioned alongside Eggman and Staubach. But of course, there's another side to this. There's always the chance this doesn't work. That Kyler gets hurt again. That his personality clashes with the coaching staff or the locker room. That the offense sputters, or worse, the team fails to make the playoffs entirely. This is the NFL. Nothing is guaranteed. But when you make a move this big, this risky, you do it with the hope of greatness. And I, for one, am here for it. So what do you think, Cowboys Nation? Are you excited? Nervous? Completely shocked? Do you think Kyler Murray is the right fit? Is this the guy to finally bring a Lombardi trophy back to Dallas? Or did the Cowboys just make one of the biggest mistakes in franchise history? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below, like the video if you love bold moves, and don't forget to subscribe because we've got plenty more coverage coming your way. This offseason just got a whole lot crazier, and you better believe we're going to be breaking down every second of it. Until next time, keep it locked here, stay hyped, and as always, go Cowboys.